One of the challenges that Cody and I have been running into was anytime that we go into our contacts area, we're doing this office hours and we're showing contact information. Occasionally there was some of them in there that did have some, typically it was just mine or Cody's real email address or real phone number information, which we don't care at all. But YouTube keeps deciding that they don't want to out anybody, and therefore they are banning our videos. And because it has a phone number or an email of a real person. So this morning I went through and I said, okay, let's just get a bunch of dead presidents. Let's put them in here. Let's put in some bogus information. Some of the, phone numbers are fake. Emails are fake. It's all fake stuff. So YouTube, please don't ban this.
The worst part is that an AI moderator reviews it, and then you appeal it, and then an AI moderator reviews the appeal. I'm like, oh, come on. They need a little more human in the loop, it appears.
Yeah. So I went in and I told AI, I said, go in there, create a bunch of contacts from dead presidents, give me some, basic information, all fake information, and create a spouse. And so it went in and I've got at least 50 records in there to do. One thing that it did help me do, though, and it was a fix that I did, was I found out that if you enter a East Coast zip code that begins with 0, it was truncating the 0 off. And I don't know that any of you guys will run into that, but it now fixed. I did a fix for that as well. So 0 buffered zip codes won't go down to just 4 zip code numbers instead of 5. But so here's let me do it. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of something here. I should have done this. So what I did is I just created a tag called presidential, and I made presidential my default for this. But maybe I want to add in here buyer. So I've got a buyer there, and I mean add another buyer here. For those that don't know, up here at the top, just making sure you do know, whenever you're editing contact records, you can go to the first record in the list, the last record in the list, previous or next, and it shows you how many's in your list and what record number you're on, just to make sure that you know what those are. But so now I've got presidential and I've got buyer in a couple of them, and I'm just going to back out of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to change my view of my list here to be the phone email tags. I just set up one, and you'll see that it has the tags that go along with it. Well, now what you can do, oh shoot, that's still going to get some of them. If I click on one of these, then it will change the view to that that tag, so that all the contacts are of that tag. If I just click on presidential, it resets and does presidential. Because of that same issue, I've got some people that have phone numbers that will probably get banned if I click buyer, that will show. But if I click buyer, it would come up with 6 or 8 different people in the list that are buyers. So now you can go through and just click on this. If I come up here to this change filters button, you'll see that it says filter contacts, long press to reset. If I just click and hold, then it resets and goes back to the default, which in this case, my default is presidential. So that's how that is set up now to work. So if you've got a list of people, it's like, oh, maybe I want to get everybody that's in my newsletter list. I can click on newsletter and it'll just find everybody that's in the newsletter list.